Did you forewarn him and
Give him my list.
have all your players ranked position?
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the September 5th, 2017 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order. If everyone would please rise, remove your caps, and I would like to have the Illinois State Champion boys, Crest Hill boys baseball team lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Gentlemen? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Glenn Conklin.
Present.
Scott Dyke.
Here.
John Verche.
Here.
Barbara Scolaire. Here. Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Marco Cola DePietro.
Here.
Nate Albert.
Here.
Tom Inman.
Here. Okay, you have before you the minutes of the August 21st, 2017 Crest Hill City Council meeting. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Scolaire, seconded by Alderman Cola DePietro. Questions or comments in regards to the minutes? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Pass.
Marco Cola DePietro.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have some very special guests in our audience this evening. We have with us the Crest Hill Boys Pony League 13 and 14-year-old Illinois State champions. We certainly want to recognize them, but gentlemen, I'm going to make you wait a minute, because I'm going to take this opportunity as a learning experience to you, and I know you want to get home and do your homework, but we're going to have a special presentation before you for disabled veterans. And these gentlemen made a lot of sacrifices when they were not much older than you, gentlemen. Maybe 5, 6 years older than you. They made a lot of sacrifices for this country by going to war. And it's because of the sacrifices that each and every one of them made that we have the freedoms that we enjoy today in this country. And this is the greatest country in the world to live in. So I want you to see this. And I want you to appreciate what this gentleman has done and what all the ladies and gentlemen that have fought in all the wars over all this time have done for this country. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our events committee, Alderwoman Oberlin and Alderman Albert, for a presentation.
Tina.
Hey, again. Well, every year at our picnic, we have raffles that we do, and the proceeds from the raffles are always donated to an organization in the city that does charitable good work. So for the past, what is it, the fourth year?
Fourth year, yeah.
This is the fourth year now that we've donated our proceeds to the Disabled American Veterans of Crest Hill, which is about as good as you can get for an organization that's charitable. And although we didn't get as much as I wanted, we rounded it up a little out of our fund, and we were able to present you with a check for $1,000.
On behalf of Chapter 103 of Will County Disabled American Veterans, we'd like to present this token of appreciation, this plaque from to the city of Crest Hill from the for your donation. Now, those of you who don't know, the disabled veterans, American veterans, we don't have a building where we can have pancake breakfasts or fish fries. Our fundraisers are done by outside of Jewel and Walgreens and that, taking donations from people. That's how we live like this. This will help us. I'll make a plea to all of you aldermen in that, if you have any veterans in your wards, or if you know any veterans that need help, we're there to help them. They don't have to join our organization. We've got service officers that work with the VA. We can get them in the VA, cut a lot of red tape. We help a lot of the widows for the veterans. In fact, we just had one about 2 months ago where one of our members died, and we tried to help out financially with the widow in it. So This is very helpful. You wouldn't believe how helpful stuff like this is. All of our members are disabled, one way or another through conflicts, and that it's nobody gets turned away from our organization. And we've got approximately 1,300 members in Will County. Some of them are active, some of them are not active because of health reasons. But the donations that we get is very helpful. We've got service officers that work with the VA. We have legislation officers that work with the state VA, and in Washington, they're going down there about every 3 months working with Senator Durbin and Senator Duckworth on a lot of our legislation with other veterans organizations, the VFW, the American Legion, the Vietnam Veterans of America. So this is very helpful to us, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we hope we'll see you again next year, and we're gonna try to beat this next year. We're gonna work harder. We're gonna sell those tickets harder. Glenn's promised me he was gonna be there all day.
Okay.
Thanks.
Before you leave, Dan, before you leave, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan Sizek. He's been a Crest Hill resident for 50 years. He actually was our guest speaker at our annual Memorial Day ceremony honoring the veterans and slain police officers last year. He went to the Vietnam War when he was 18 years old, and he's fully disabled now. But he never gave up, and he's been a productive citizen for Crest Hill and for this country his entire life. So thank you for your years of service, and for all the other disabled American veterans for their years of service to this country.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now we will honor our championship Illinois State champion boys, Pony League 13 and 14-year-old all-star team, and we will begin with the resolution, a reading of the resolution by Alderman Dyke.
Resolution number 1000, resolution recognizing the accomplishments of the Crest Hill Boys Pony League 13 and 14-year-old all-star baseball team in the 2017 World Series tournament. Whereas the Crest Hill Boys Pony League all-star team began competition with approximately 1,530 teams worldwide, and
whereas the Crest Hill Boys Pony League All-Star Team finished first in the Elgin Invitational Tournament and finished first in the Whitebird All-Star Tournament, International Tournament. And whereas the Crest Hill Boys Pony League All-Star Team hosted the regional tournament in Crest Hill, they were the regional tournament champs. And
whereas on August 3rd, 2017, the Crest Hill Boys Pony League All-Star Team advanced and participated in the Bay City, Michigan Zone Tournament, where they won their first game, but unfortunately lost their second, placing first in the state of Illinois, 24th in the nation, and 36th in the world. And
whereas the Crest Hill Boys Pony League All-Star Team were the first team to go to the zone tournament in Bay City, Michigan for 3 consecutive years. And whereas the Crest Hill Boy Pony League All-Star Team complied a tournament record of 13 wins and 4 losses, outscoring their opponents 179 runs to 65 runs. And
Whereas manager Joe Marshall, along with Coach Jason Craig and Coach Eric Bacalar, and business manager Donna Marshall, have aided and guided these athletes in their accomplishments.
Now, therefore, let it be resolved by the mayor and city council of the city of Crest Hill that the following athletes from the 2017 Crest Hill Boys Pony League 13 and 14-year-old all-star baseball team, Crest Hill, Illinois, are hereby recognized for the outstanding achievement and dedication to their league, their families, and their community.
Team members Ethan Adamowski, Stevie Bacalar, Mason Craig, Josh Coniff, Ryan Highland, Tucker Holgren, Brody McIntyre, and Ashton Metnaski.
Eli Novak, Sam Novak, Edgar Rodriguez, Xavier Roman. Resolved this 5th day of September 2017, Vicki L. Hackney, City Clerk. Approved this 5th day of September 2017, Raymond R. Solomon, Mayor.
Motion would be in order?
So moved.
Second.
I heard Alderwoman Gazal on the motion, seconded by Alderman Verche. Questions or comments of the motion? Roll call, please.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Marco Petro.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Motion carries. As confirmed, resolution number 1,000.
How cool is that? Resolution number 1,000. 57 years as a city, resolution number 1,000. And it says, resolution recognizing the accomplishments of the Crest Hill Boys Pony League 13 and 14-year-old All-Star Baseball Team in the 2017 World Series Tournament. So in 50 years from now, 100 years from now, somebody's going to look back and maybe out of curiosity see what the ordinance and what the resolution was for number 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Because I actually looked back at 1968 minutes the other day. I was trying to find something for one of our residents. So that's pretty cool, because people are going to look at 500, 1,000, 1,500, and you guys are always going to be resolution number 1,000 in the city of Crest Hill. So I know you're disappointed, but don't be disappointed, because you guys had a great year. And you have formed friendships that you will take with you for the rest of your life. You guys are all going to split up probably and go to different high schools, colleges. You'll probably have different jobs, work in different states. But you'll always remember this baseball season, what you've accomplished. So don't be disappointed, because there's going to be other victories, there's going to be other losses. And you have to learn from both the wins and the losses. And you know, you've seen me up at the ballpark a lot. I love the game of baseball. It's the only sport that doesn't have a clock. And that's what's so great about baseball. But I seen something this year, and you guys, I'm going to go to that last game that you played in Crest Hill, the championship game. And I seen two suicide squeeze back to back that were perfect. Now, you don't see that on the professional level. You very rarely see it on the college level. And here, you gentlemen, Pony League All-Stars, pulled it off twice, scored 2 runs with it, and it was perfect. Your fundamentals were sound all year. So that's an accomplishment that you should be proud of. It's an accomplishment that the coaches should be proud of for teaching you that ability to be able to suicide squeeze, because it is difficult. To the parents, thanks for all the sacrifices that you made throughout the year with the practices, the away games, and everything else, because without the parents, you know, the young gentlemen would have difficulty getting to the places that they need to be. So I think that you gentlemen here should give a round of applause to your parents, your grandparents who supported you all year by coming to the games, that traveled with you, that took you to the places that you needed to be. Gentlemen. To the coaches, thank you for your sacrifices, because you took the time out of your busy schedules to be with these young men, and you've turned boys into men over the years playing at Crest Hill. And I know that that's a lot of sacrifices. To Joe Marshall, thank you for 37 years, is it, Joe? 38 years. Most people like myself coach when our kids are involved in the sport, and then once your kids are gone, usually the parents move on to the next phase of their life. And you and Don have stuck around for 38 years running Crest Hill Boys Baseball, and for that, I personally thank you for the sacrifices, and you have my gratitude for everything that you do for this organization to put Crest Hill on the map when it comes to boys baseball. So thank you. To the team, like I said, don't be disappointed, but always have goals in your life. You may never reach those goals, but you have to have goals in your life, no matter how old you are. I don't care if you're as old as I am or as young as you guys are, you have to have goals in your life. And when you reach that goal, you pick another goal and you strive to reach it. And you may be 60 years old before you reach it, but you will reach it one day, and maybe you won't. But I will guarantee you one thing, you will never reach a goal if you don't have one. So pick a goal, and you find that goal, and you work hard to reach it. So that's enough for me talking. Right now, it's time to honor each and every one of you. So I'm going to call you up here individually, and we're going to give you a copy of the resolution that was just passed. So when I call your name, please come on up. First, we have Ethan Adamowski. Stevie Bacalar. Mason Craig. Josh Cuniff. Home run hitter. Congratulations. Ryan Highland. Catcher, right? Congratulations. Tucker Holmgren. Brody McIntyre. Ashton Mutneski. Eli Novak. Sam Novak. Edgar Rodriguez. Xavier Roman. Congratulations. Our coaches, Coach Jason Craig. Eric Bacalar. Is Donna here? Donna? Donna Marshall? No. There she is. Stay right there for 1 second. Because behind every good man, there's a great woman. And this woman, for 38 years, has helped out with the business part of the league, with the concession stands, setting up the hotel rooms when they have to travel to Bay City, and everything else. So thank you for everything you've done for 38 years. And before I call up the manager, I am going to ask if any one of the players would like to come up here and make a comment in regards to the team and the year. Spokesman? Is it Sam Novak, right? Oh, yes, Sam.
What we have been able to accomplish this year has been truly amazing. But first of all, behalf on all of the players and all of the parents, we would like to thank Coach Joe for all of his commitment and hard work with us. Over these past 2 years, we've grown very close to each other and become family. And yeah. We will always be remember this team, and we'll always be family.
Good job. Good job, Sam. All the girls are probably watching it right now on TV, you know? And I will say that maybe this win meant a lot to Joe, because it was the first time in history of the tournament that a team, the same team, has gone to Bay City, Michigan, outside of the host team for 3 consecutive years. And I know that meant a lot to Joe, and I had the opportunity to be there that evening with the championship game. And so I would like to introduce the coach for 38 years of Crest Hill baseball, Mr. Joe Marshall. So I'm sure that you've seen the signs up at the welcome signs that we have in the new Crest Hill Boys baseball. So it's been a tradition here that every year that you win, that we present Coach Marshall with a new sign for him to display wherever he likes, either at the baseball field or in the garage. Yeah, I didn't want to say that because that's where I usually see him, but that's okay. But all I know is that I got a feeling that you're probably going to be back here next year. So we're going to have to figure something out here, because we are going to have to rearrange this sign somehow to make it all fit with all the years. But I certainly
That'd be a nice problem.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
a nice problem to have. So I want to give that to you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, we have a state championship hat for you and
All right.
baseball sign for everybody.
Thank you, because
There's
the
your state champ.
2012 one was getting a little rough looking.
Oh, that's what so we had to win for you. All right, well, this team here was very special because of the closeness. You know, I really believe a good team, you have to have chemistry. People have to get along. They have to want to be with each other, like each other. And this, probably the closest team I've ever coached. Edgar Rodriguez, I nicknamed him My Hop because he broke his leg in our game against Bradley. One of our top players, really hurt us in Michigan not having him. But talked to his mom a few days later, and he was really depressed and didn't want to come out of his room. And so we tried to get him to go to Michigan with us. He went. The parents had a party for him up there and got him a bat signed by everybody and some gift cards and some candy and a gift card for IHOP. But I mean, everybody was just so worried about him and caring, and it just, the closeness of this team made him really special. Like the mayor already said, bunting was huge for us. Good group of bunters, they worked hard on it. Bunting really took us a long way, especially in the close games. Josh Kunov had 17 home runs, which put him in second place all time in Crest Hill. Ryan Highland pitched 10 straight shutout innings and must-win games. And we were the first team to go to Bay City 3 years in a row. That gives us a total of 6 times now, 3 second places and state champs for 3 times. It was really tough with this group. There's a little hill out past right field where we say goodbye after our last game. And this team cried forever, not because we lost, because they knew it was the end. They weren't going to be together again. And that meant a lot. So I'd like to thank my coaches, Jason Craig and Eric McCollar. Thank the parents for everything they did. And thank my wife, Donna, for everything she does, because there wouldn't be a league without her. And thank the mayor and the city council for everything you do. Thank you very much.
I will ask if city council would like to have any comments.
Yeah, Mayor, I'll start. Joe, congratulations again. This never gets old, even to us. Congratulations, boys. As the mayor said, this is a moment and a time and a group of people you'll never forget. Never. I'm 74 years old now, and I still remember the teams that I had that were tight. So very, very important, and it makes a big difference in your life. And what the difference it makes is the mayor was talking about goals. I know that you and your coaches set a goal before the season started, and you achieved them. Congratulations.
Congratulations, boys. You know, living not too far from Joe and Donna, you know, it's not a, you know, it's spring when you hear birds chirping, the barbecue's going, and then Joe Marshall screaming, get off, bang! I can hear it all the way at home, Joe. But thank you for all the great years that you and Donna have put into that place, and congratulations, boys.
Congratulations, Joe and Donna. Another great season. Boys, great job. I haven't heard any other organization that's won as many times as you have it in this area in boys baseball, so congratulations on that.
Well, Joe, you did it again. And now we're going to have to design a special sign just for you next year. So I hope you're happy. But guys, you really should treasure these moments and the lessons that you've learned, the relationships that you've gleaned, and the bonding you've made. And those kind of things will carry you all through your life. You remember what you did, how you achieved it, that you worked as a unified team, that you cared about one another. These are life lessons that'll serve you well the rest of your life. So apply them to your friends, to your job, to your school, to everything you do in the rest of your life, and it'll take you where you never imagined. So great work, everybody. Moms, dads, siblings, grandparents who ferry them all over the place. I remember those years vividly. Good job to you guys. You are the unsung heroes. So great job, everybody.
Everyone covered it. I'm just gonna say, well done job. Congratulations, Joe and Marshall. To all the coaches, the parents, and you guys continue on doing an awesome job and stay positive.
Just want to say congratulations, everyone. Job well done.
Congratulations, all you, and congratulations to the coaches and the parents also. They put in a lot of time with you fellas. And set your goals high, and what you did there, you can probably accomplish goals you set for yourself, so give it a try. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all you guys for the great year you had. Hope you will cherish the rest of your lives, to the coaches. And Joe Marshall, you talk about chemistry. And, I sit up here and see names change, but the one thing that doesn't change is your name. And I think you're the reason there is the chemistry that's on these teams. You help mold these men, put them together, get the best out of each one, where they all fit and work like a nice machine with the gears all flowing together nicely. And you're the reason that there's this chemistry. I really believe that. So keep up the good work and keep molding these young men. And thank you to everybody involved. Thanks again.
I will invite any of the parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, anybody would like to make a comment at the podium. Feel free to come on up.
Little text on top.
The little girl's gonna get it.
She's not gonna speak.
I understand.
That's your oldest, Joe.
I just wanted to take this opportunity on behalf of the parents to publicly thank you, Joe, and Miss Donna, who's out in the hallway. My boys have been playing baseball in Crest Hill for 10 years. since my oldest was 7 years old, and then Brody's been here for the same amount of time, 10 years. And when they were little, and I would hear Joe shouting from the other field where the big kids played, I'll be honest, I didn't know if I was gonna like you for my boys, because I think that a mother looks at her son a lot differently than the world looks at your kid. And you don't hear a lot of good things about 13 and 14-year-old boys. And Joe gives them tough love. I mean, he loves them. They know it. He says it to them. Some of them might not have dads that say it, but Joe says it to them. But he's tough on them. And it was the best choice we ever made for our boys to sign them up to play with you, Joe. Because they learn to be strong, they learn to take criticism, they learn to work hard, they learn discipline that they weren't going to learn with anybody else, because there is nobody else in the present day like Joe Marshall. He's from another time, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people don't coach like Joe does anymore, because these boys have just learned to be good men. He's an example to them. There's so many role models that they have in sports that disappoint us time and time again. And here you have a man who's dedicated his life to baseball and to these young boys. He loves his wife. He shows that. He's just such an upstanding citizen for them to look up to, that I just feel so lucky and blessed that we had the opportunity for our boys to play for you. And Mr. Dyke, you're right, it's Joe Marshall. That's the chemistry. These boys love each other because he shows them how. They respect each other because he shows them how. And it's just, I don't know any other words, it's just so important. And I really thank you for these last 4 years.
Anybody else? I might as well come clean with a confession too then. Because my wife and I, we both love the game of baseball, but I will say one thing, you sure do make it entertaining.
It's never boring. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, let's where you want to get a picture. Come on up here, guys. You cannot do that.
No, don't bring it up. They hear me, they're coming.
I'm right next to Coach. I called it.
All right. All right, yeah, Tucker. All right, bend down. We can take pictures of my camera. All right. Take a picture with yours and then we'll...
Guys, make sure you're...
Everybody smile.
Oh, my picture.
Lori, you got that?
I think they're gonna have better pictures.
All right, can somebody take a few more?
Boys, look right here.
I'll send them out. I'll send them out. Snap your chat.
All right.
Oh, that's great. I want you to
Oh, I'm nice. Oh, I'm nice.
Yeah.
Stop taking a snap your chat.
Hey, look at the camera.
Which one?
Look at all of them.
All of them.
I got scan cameras left to right. Here's the leg.
They got this.
Maybe we'll get a little snap chat.
Go down, TV.
Smile and say, are you kidding me?
You're not going to labor, right? You're not going to labor. There's so much room.
Just put it.
Yeah, you don't have to stay. You can more than welcome to stay. If you want to leave, you might as well leave.
There's a big ice pack. You want me to bring it?
Thank you.
I don't think there's a football game.
You're welcome. Good job. You're welcome. Thank you. Is his dad Benji? Yeah, Benji. Right there. The way
Move to the head of the class.
you can have Tom. See ya. Who? The son? I used to work with Benji at the post office. He was a mailman.
How about, Tom, your seat's empty now?
Wow. You know, I think we should give you a resolution for being at the most meetings.
Okay, moving back to our agenda. Our city administrator, Heather McGuire. Good evening, Heather.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have one agenda item for consideration this evening. For the August 14th and 28th work sessions, I'm requesting approval to reduce City Hall hours by half an hour and to have all staff at front window positions open from 8 to 4:30, all on the same schedule.
I had one question, Heather.
Yes.
I just have to find my notes. I'm sorry.
And while you're looking for that, this would not be effective until October 2nd, and during that time, I have spoken with the Deputy City Clerk, and we are working on getting that notice out in advance of that October 2nd deadline to as many different outlets as we can if this is approved this evening.
Sorry, everything got messed up. Well, you had do you have your copy? I can look at yours. Yeah. You had stated, front window positions. I know what my note said. I thought that was vague, and I thought maybe we could include who exactly.
What the design is, most City Hall employees will be here during that time. That is just accepting out the police department, patrol officers, sergeants, and then public works staff operate on a different schedule. So the rest of the city would be here from 8 to 4:30.
So that means there won't be somebody at the police window those hours?
From 8 to 4:30, there will be.
There will be?
Correct.
Oh, I thought you just said you
Just the
exempt-
patrol and sergeants would
okay.
not be. Those are subject to their, obviously, collective bargaining agreement.
I guess what I was looking for, I mean, I know it says front window positions, but I mean, like, we have Ashley's position, we have Maribel's position, we have all these positions that aren't really front. Are they going to be?
Correct. They will all be consistent with those hours as well, 8 to 4:30. The focus was on ensuring that we have all of those front window positions staffed at those hours, but of course, the rest of City Hall that's not subject to, Public Works or Police Department hours, because those are on sort of staggered schedules based on need, would be subject to the different hours, but the remainder of City Hall would be here 8 to 4:30.
I just,
Did they say like office there instead of front window?
It would be, but again, I mean, what I want City Hall hours to be are 8 to 4:30, so that we have that flexibility when we need to change things around, but it would translate to all of staff here.
okay, I just didn't want, sometimes when you're vague like this, somebody says, well, I'm not front window.
Correct,
or I'm
so
not-
City Hall hours would be 8 to 4:30, and all the employees that are subject to those hours are working at the direction of the administrator and relevant department head. So whether or not they believe they are subject to that hours, those would be at the direction of essentially my position or a department head that's in charge of those positions.
Motion would be in order?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Inman, seconded by Alderman Verche. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
Barbara Scoler?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Marco Colby Petro?
Yes.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Tom Inman?
Yes.
John Verche?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, and again, that will be effective October 2nd. We will work to get that out in as many different locations as we can to inform the public and include signage at City Hall to let everybody know that those hours will be shifting. Informationally, we do have a TIF informational meeting scheduled for September 19th. My report did say 6 o'clock. That was incorrect. That was the time we were looking to schedule it. It will be at 6:30 on September 19th at the White Oak Library. Again, this will be an informational meeting in advance of our public hearing that is scheduled for October on the TIF. So all are invited to attend. If they have any questions they would like to submit in advance, I will gladly take those and attempt to address those at the beginning of the meeting. And then in addition to that, we do have a work session scheduled for September 11th. Current topics include the state budget changes and how those will impact city revenue, as well as the assistant administrator and HR director candidates. We'd be happy to answer any other questions at this time.
Any questions of city administrator? Thanks, Heather. Moving on to Public Works Department, our tonight Director of City Services, Greg Cook. Good evening, Greg.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. The first item before you is the bids for the MFT crack filling program. We opened those bids on August 28th. The apparent low bidder is Patriot Pavement Maintenance from Des Plaines, Illinois, for a total bid price of $74,051.64. The high bid came from SKC Construction for a total of $121,520. The engineer's estimate was $101,267. Staff has reviewed the bid from Patriot Pavement Maintenance and has found all materials to be complete. Therefore, staff recommends approving the MFT crack filling contract to Patriot Maintenance for an amount of $74,051.64. I'll turn it back over to Mayor and City.
Motion will be in order.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Alderman Verche, seconded by Alderman Dyke. That is $27,000, less than the engineer's recommendation. Questions or comments in regards to the motion? Roll call, please.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Marco Cole DePietro.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The second item before you is a attached proposed agreement between the city and Will County for the right to utilize the county traffic signal posts for future installation of LED lighted street name signs. The LED units would be installed on the signal mast arms within the city's jurisdiction. Location of these signs would be at various intersections, corridors on Weber, Renwick, and Caton Farm roads. Staff is requesting that the city enter into the attached intergovernmental agreement with the County of Will in order to have access to future use of traffic signal posts for installing illuminated street name signs as needed.
Motion would be in order. So moved.
Second.
We have motion by Alderman Cola DePietro, seconded by Alderwoman Sclair. Questions or comments in regards to the motion? Roll call, please.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Marco Cole DePietro.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mayor, I'm sorry, I got one question on that. How come Division Street isn't listed on there?
State.
Division Street is ours.
Oh, I'm sorry, what's,
Well, I mean, Weber Road is the county road, so
Yeah.
that's where we got to get the permission from. So wouldn't Division and Weber be included? Or
Just
it's
certain
not?
parts of it.
yeah, certain parts of it, yeah, it could be.
Like Renwick and Weber, you know how two of them say Crest Hill, two of them say,
Right, so we have Renwick on there, and we already have signs up there at Renwick, but I'm just curious.
Division and Weber would be included in that because of the Weber
Right.
flag that the county owns, so we would still be permitted to put those up at that Division intersection.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Greg?
No, not this time.
Any questions of Public Works?
Yeah. I have one. Our El Rose Court location, the storage building and that, correct me if I'm wrong, I was under the assumption or thought that when we were building that building, the main purpose of it was to store equipment when it's not being used. So like, winter equipment would be stored inside during the summer months, and then during the winter months, our summer equipment would be stored in there.
Yeah, we'll be transporting, as we have done in the past, we'll be transporting the lawn maintenance equipment over to that facility as we wind down summer and fall maintenance activities. So we will be storing equipment in that building.
Now, there's been a plow truck with a salt spreader sitting out in the parking lot all summer long there. Is there any reason for that?
It's a truck that we don't utilize in the department at this point, so we've just stored it down there for having more storage of our equipment that we're using every day.
Well, isn't there room inside the building for it?
No, we're packed in
It's
our.
packed, it's full?
We have, well, there's been construction activities inside that Elrose building all summer. So people have been going in and out of there, doing various plumbing repairs and electric maintenance. So we've been unable to store that truck in that building.
All right.
As big as that building is, we've got that many toys in that building, we can't use nothing else in there?
Oh, we've got part storage, John. We've got equipment storage. Some of that equipment we're getting rid of through surplus, but it is well stacked inside the building.
That's what, 100 by what, 60?
Pretty close.
We never had that much equipment all the time in the city for the last 50 years. We didn't have much all at once. Now we got it all today.
Any other questions, comments?
No, but I have a comment for him. Thank you for taking care of the dent on Nicholson Street and 1700 block. Did a good job.
Thank you for bringing that
And
to our
the other
attention.
ones around the curbs and all that, we're putting curbs in, doing a good job doing that too.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. I'll let the staff know, too.
And I hope that council has looked at Broadway Street, Route 53. The new fence is up. That old rusty fence that was falling down, trees were growing all around it. The trees have been trimmed, the fence is up. With the improvements that were made at the viaduct, with the concrete wall, with the painting of the viaduct, with the new landscaping, with the new fence, with the trimming of the trees. Big improvement to that area on Broadway Street. And I know, Greg, you were behind a lot of that with the fence and the landscaping, so thanks for everything you did for that, because it really looks nice down there. It's a big improvement.
Thank you. Yeah, it does.
Anybody else? Okay. Community Development Department, Scott is not here with us this evening. He will be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, the report is in your packet. Police Department, Chief Clark. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I do not have anything for the agenda this evening. Packets are the reports are in your packets, excuse me, if you have any questions.
Do you want to mention your car show?
Yes, this Sunday, we're going to have a car show for Special Olympics at Richland School on Caton Farm Road. It's going to be from 3 to 7. Benefits Special Olympics, as I said. Come out, there's going to be a live band, there's going to be food served as well. Thank you for reminding me.
Any questions of the police chief?
Chief, I know you take care of a lot of the street lights in the city, letting ComEd know about lights being out, but the viaduct on Broadway there, when you're heading south, the light that's on that center post of that viaduct, it's out. So I don't know if that's you or Public Works, one of you.
Either way,
That is a state-owned fixture. We'll let the IDOT know about it.
Yeah, I didn't know who was responsible for contacting them, but I noticed it was out the other night.
Thank you.
Shouldn't have been out that late.
Okay, thanks, chief. Moving on, mayor's report. We took care of the baseball team already. You have, as we spoke last Monday night on August 28th at the work session, the donation for the Alzheimer's Association. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Amount, please.
$100 is presented.
We have motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for a donation of $100 to the Alzheimer's Walk. Questions or comments for the motion? Roll call, please.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Tom Inman?
Yes.
Marco Colapietro?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
John Verche?
Yes.
Barbara Scoler?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And also, as we spoke at the work session on August 28th, is my recommendation to extend the payments due for the True Deliverance Apostolic Ministries, which are moving into 1298 Theodore Street in regards to the fire alarm permit, the building permit, and the special use permit fee. The total for all three fees is $1,390. We are asking for an extension of 1 year for payment. Full payment of the $1,390 is due by September 1st, 2018 by the organization. Motion would be in order.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Colo DiPietro, seconded by Alderman Inman. Questions or comments of the motion? Roll call, please.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Barbara Square?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
Tom Inman?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
John Verche?
Yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Marco Cole DePietro?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, that is it for the mayor's report. I have no other comments. I'd be glad to answer any questions that anybody has.
I just have one. Was this supposed to be blank, or was there supposed to be an amount on it?
The month of August for the last 9 years for my gas allowance has been blank for 9 years. I have, when I was working at the post office, that was when my vacation always was, so I was not around City Hall or the city a lot. So I decided not to accept the payment of the $50 for the month of August for the last 9 years. And it has continued since I've retired. Anybody else? Okay, moving on to the city clerk's report. Our city clerk, Vicki Hackney. Good evening, Vicki.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You do have before you a request from Autumn Ridge Towns requesting change of the use of the council chambers from October 5th, which was previously agreed upon, to October 12th. The time will still be 7 to 9 p.m. We have confirmed there's nothing on the calendar for that date, so council room is available and a motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Sclair, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal. Questions or comments in regards to the motion? Roll call.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Marco Cole DePietro?
Yes.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Tom Inman?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
John Verche?
Yes.
Barbara Square?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
Motion carries. I have no additional agenda items. Just a reminder to the residents, there is a white drop box outside of City Hall. Even though our hours are going to be changing, you can still put your payments, whether it's water bill, anything else for building. There's envelopes also that are located out there. We do check that every morning. So we will be increasing that initially, just to check it a couple times a day. If you have any payments you want to put in there, you can put them out throughout the night. It is video camera out there, so you are safe. But please make sure that you do put them in the white drop box. There's a mailbox there also, so, but there's envelopes available for you for your convenience, so we hope that helps you out also.
And Vicki, if somebody, let's say they pull up here at midnight and put it in there, it'll still be counted for that day?
It will still be counted for that day, correct.
When you open it in the morning, you dig to
Correct.
this, so they know that, because I've had people call me in a panic at 11:05,
Yes.
and
it
I
is
say,
still
just put
counted.
it in there.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank
That's all
you.
I have this evening, Mayor.
Any other questions? Thanks, Vic.
Thank you.
Moving on to our treasurer's report, our city treasurer, Glenn Conklin. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Tom. I'd like to report regular and overtime payroll from 8/7/17 through 8/20/17 in the amount of $202,615.93. I seek approval on our list of bills, which totals $417,321.99.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Sclair for the list of bills. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Marco Cole DePietro?
Yes.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Tom Inman?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
John Verche?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
Barbara Square?
Yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have no other items. Be happy to answer any questions I can.
Any questions of city treasurer? Thanks, Glenn.
Good evening.
Unfinished business, we have nothing on the agenda. Anybody? New business, anybody? Committee and liaison reports. Anyone? City council comments. Positive city council comments, anything you'd like to share with your constituents? Anybody want to go first?
Sure, Mayor.
All right, we'll start with Alderman Albert.
Just another congratulations to Joe and his team. It's fantastic to see what he does to those boys and shape them into nice young adults. And also, you know, Heather mentioned it earlier about the TIF informational meeting that's going to be held at the library. You know, I encourage anybody that doesn't understand the program or has a lot of questions to please come to that. Again, it's at 6:30 on September 19th at the Crest Library. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderman Inman?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this will be repeated 8 times, but congratulations to the boys and all they've accomplished. It's truly a tremendous feat. We're proud of them. They certainly have spread the name Crest Hill. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderwoman Overland?
Well, before we forget, I would like to congratulate Alderman Nate Albert on the birth of his son, his adorable little son. So congratulations to you and your wife and your daughters, Nate.
Thank you.
And again, congratulations to our baseball players and their families on another great job.
Alderman Cola DiPietro.
I just echo what everyone else has said, and I'm glad to see Tom's a Wisconsin fan.
Ward 2, Alderwoman Gazal.
Congratulations to the Crest Hill Pony League, and Nate, congratulations on your newborn. Very beautiful, handsome young man. And also congratulations to the Lions of Crest Hill on another success picnic. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderwoman Sclair.
And I too would like to just echo everything everyone else has said.
Ward 1, Alderman Verche.
I'd like to congratulate the baseball team again for their endeavors and approval and their winnings. And I'd like to thank all the citizens that attended the Crest Hill Lions Club picnic. We thank them.
Alderman Dyke.
I have nothing else to add. I just agree with what everybody stated and go with that.
Always take the easy way out.
I want to congratulate your wife, Nate, because she probably did most of the work.
Right.
So congratulations to her.
Thanks, Mayor.
All right. Public comment. Anybody who would like to address City Council need to come to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Ladies?
By the way, I just want to tell you, I love the color of your sweatshirts.
Thanks. Phyllis Thompson, here in Albert. I know where I live.
That's optional for you.
I live,
Pardon me?
1931 Cowing Lane.
Okay.
1933. And I faced that Elrose situation.
I remember you.
Do you
both
remember?
Of you well. Yes.
Well, this is a picture of that barbed wire fence that we
Okay.
look at every day. And you said when we come back in a year, you were going to address that. And I looked at the fence on Oakland Avenue. It doesn't look too shabby, but this one is shabby. Then, today's picture, look at all the weeds.
Phyllis, could you
All
pass-
the weeds.
Phyllis, could you pass those down?
Oh, yeah, pass them right down. Nobody comes and takes care of these, ever. And I caught the kids when they were cutting, and I told them, you know, they gotta go along the fence, because we can track it that was us cutting. They did while I was there, the minute I left, they
They were
left
gone.
too. There's pictures there of that big truck we're talking about, that truck was there all summer. It has a blade on it, that is winter, this is summer. You have left that building open all night, and I looked in that building isn't full. So, you got,
It's best private
And there's
property.
really a lot of days
You-
that there's no people there either.
There's no people there. I live there, I know there's no people there. I watch that all the time, that's my prime thing to watch now.
Okay.
So
So are we gonna do anything with this?
So what is the most bothersome thing? The fence?
The fence.
Can't you, I know we were told that it's government issued, that it has to be a barbed wire fence, but can't you put a nice, pretty privacy fence? So not, because unfortunately Boris couldn't make it, he's the one who's really got it worse than you and us. Hide it, so we don't have to see it, it might buffer the noise of the fan that we hear all day long too.
Okay.
So it's really
So
terrible.
we need to know what we can do, because not only that, it hurts the sale of our homes for when we go to resale. And I'm sure as you see these pictures, none of you would want that in your backyard when you wake up every morning and come out and look at it.
And you know, barbed wire isn't gonna stop anybody, because when I was younger, we used to have to get in the fence. We used to take a kid over here, kid over there, lift the bottom, shove them under. It was easy. So I don't think the barbed wire is necessary. I think we need a nice fence like on Oakland.
But that, you're talking around the well house?
Well, that's the one you took.
But that's a
That's the
black.
one you told me to
That's a
look at.
wrought iron fence that is open though. There.
Well, you wanna
You
close
can
it?
see through that fence,
Well, you
correct?
can put up a fence like mine if you want to, the white one.
I mean, a lot of the new cities have the nice PVC or
Yeah.
whatever plastic.
And
then-
in fairness, when you were here a year ago, I do remember you, and I remember you both well.
Thank
And I
you.
remember there were a few more individuals from the
Yes.
neighborhood that were very upset from what we were doing, and I know that change is difficult. And I know that we talked about the fence back then. And we talked that after the year, if you were not satisfied, if you came back, that we would readdress the fence. So I would suggest to city council that we would put this on a future work session. We certainly would have to discuss it at this level for the expenditure of money. But I think that's something that we could talk about, and we could see our options and then
Okay.
go from there. Is that fair enough?
Now, what about them big white cylinders? What are those? Are those lights?
The big white cylinders.
They're in the picture.
I didn't look at the pictures. Greg, do you know what she's talking about?
See the picture.
It looks like it might be a light post, yeah. It looks like
this
it's-
is
Oh, that's probably.
When are we,
I would think some
when are we
kind of light.
completing this?
Pardon me?
When are we gonna complete all of this? Are you gonna put grass in there, or are we gonna grow weeds all the time?
Well,
Because I noticed in
And
your.
I do remember that I thought we would be done in a year, and I will tell you that it's very frustrating sometimes.
It is.
Working with city government, because projects get slowed down. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer for some piece of equipment to show up. So, you know, my suggestion then was wait until we were completely done and see if it would be advisable to put in a fence or not. So I don't think that we are totally completed with the project yet, and I know there's going to be more things added. And, you know, again, hopefully it'll be done before the season changes, I don't know. But we certainly will do everything that we can from our end to make it more livable for you, more marketable for you.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, but it'll have to be a decision made at this table for the expenditure of money. So I can't promise you anything here
And if you don't make that decision, then
tonight.
what do we do next?
Pardon me?
If that decision isn't made to fix the fence?
Well, what I would really like to do is wait until the entire project is
And how
complete.
long is that going to be?
Well, I can't, I'd be a soothsayer if I knew,
You were
if I could tell you that was
You
going to
know,
be done
most
by
likely
October
when
1st.
anybody else builds, they have to be done in a year. So don't we go by the
Well, this
same
was a
rules?
major project, and I know I was out there.
I know major, but you told me last time 1 year.
Yeah,
That's your word.
then I apologize, I didn't tell you the
That
truth.
is your word.
I apologize
How
for
good is
that.
your word?
Then I guess my word is not worth much.
Well,
Not in your
you
eyes.
better,
I noticed in your thing that you sent out with the water bill that you've got a new program to bring in businesses and you're gonna help with the landscaping and whatever that program was called. Well, we can't even get them to cut weeds back there at all. And then they only cut that dry pond or whatever it is, retention pond, one time. I mean,
We'll certainly address it, we'll address it at a work session here coming up in the near
yeah,
future.
'cause I can't even
Fair
tell
enough.
that looks like a retention pond, like
Right.
in the beginning. You can't even, it's
Okay.
like
the weeds are.
There was some major,
rocks and weeds.
there was some major improvements made to that area. I know I was there the day that they were with the crane and everything else. I seen you ladies, and, you know, that was a big job
Yes.
to put that well house in. I think you have to admit, whether you like me or you don't, that that building looks much better than what it was.
We couldn't see it
I couldn't
before.
see it, I had lots of
We
trees.
never had to see it before.
You took my trees away, and did you
All right.
see them trees that we just
They're all
planted?
dead.
Do you know what
They're
those
all
poles are,
dead.
Greg?
Pardon me?
Are those poles for a light?
Yeah, they're for the street, for the lighting.
Yeah, okay,
And the trees we just planted, they're all dead, nobody took care of them.
okay.
So we wasted all that
We'll
money.
certainly address, we'll address this during the week, fair enough?
Yes.
And then we'll have a
And
work
when
session
can
on
we
this.
expect an answer at the next meeting or anything?
Well, I'm not
or
gonna give
when?
you a date because
Well,
you're gonna
why
hold me,
not?
you're gonna
You might
hold me
go
to it.
another year, you're right, I'm gonna
All
hold you to it.
right, I'll say another year.
No,
And then that
no,
way
no,
there-
no,
I have some ways to cover myself.
No.
I mean, we
We'll
can't
talk
do
about it
anything.
very soon, okay?
Okay.
Can we make sure that the residents there are let known of that work
Sure.
session so they could be in
We'll
attendance?
let you know, we'll put you in charge of that job,
Okay,
fair
thank
enough?
you.
You tell the residents when that meeting's gonna
All
be,
right.
fair enough? Okay.
I'll knock on their doors. If they
Okay.
want to see me or not, I don't know, but
You
I'll
can
stop
knock on- You
by.
can knock on my door anytime, but you have to go to the
Well,
back. My
Do you want
husband's not
your
here.
pictures back?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna,
I
you
think
know,
we have a
I'm
lot of
gonna
other
frame
things
them.
we can
Like we
utilize
said, you
too.
wouldn't
Ray.
want that in the
Notify
backyard, you
residents.
just
Hey, Ray,
kind
why
of
don't
sprung it
we set a
on
work
us,
session
you know?
right now, that you're on a work session?
Let's look at upcoming agendas first and let's gather some information. I don't want to just put it on to
Right.
next week's agenda without gathering some documentation first. So
Right.
we'll look at the next few, see where it best fits and where we can get the information gathered.
Are you ladies, do you get the notifications from the city of things?
Our e-alerts
No.
on your phones?
No.
free service that's offered to all our residents.
No.
You should sign up for that because
We have
it's
to
really.
sign up for it?
It takes you about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's free. But it's, anything that's going on, you get alerted and you'll know about we could put a blast out about the work session when it's scheduled and you'll know right away. And it's really a very useful thing.
Oh, okay.
When there's all kinds of things they tell you about on there, like.
And you have to go online to do that?
It's on the city's website
Yeah.
at the homepage.
It's on the city, on the homepage?
Take you less than 5 minutes.
It's very easy to.
Okay.
But it's a great thing. I mean, it tells you other emergencies in the city, gas leaks and things. I've had notifications from other areas even on there, Joliet, Will County.
Oh, that's good.
It's really nice, and it's free. I would recommend you tell everybody you know to sign up for that.
Oh, okay. I would like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested in our city.
Yes. Well, I just mean, it's a good, like when we schedule this, if we blast on there, then you're gonna see it right away. We've scheduled, you don't have to wait to see it somewhere else.
Okay, thanks for your comments, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For listening.
Tom, anything? Okay. There is a need for an executive session, is there not, Heather?
That is correct, under 2C1 for personnel.
Motion would be in order.
So moved, as presented.
We have motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderman Inman for an executive session. Roll call, please.
Marco Colipietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert. Yes. Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Claudia Gazal?
Barbara?
Yes. Said
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we'll be going into executive session at 8:07 PM. Be out shortly.
Hi, Tom.
Okay, motion would be in order to resume regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderman Inman. Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Marco Colipietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, for the record, we are back in regular session at 8:13 PM to our city administrator. Heather, is there any action needed to be taken coming out of executive session?
No, there's not, Mayor.
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
We have motion by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Verche. Roll call, please.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Marco Colipietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tom Inman.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Meeting is adjourned at 8:14 PM. Thank you and good evening.
Congratulations.